Police fire tear gas and rubber bullets into protesting crowds angry over electricity tariffs in Tembisa. Cancelled flights and traffic chaos across the country as SAPHire pilots go on strike, celebrating the victorious junior Springbok team as they return home. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has fired Higher Education Minister Nkabane. Nkabane's axing follows months of controversy over the Sector Education and Training Authority's board appointments that saw several ANC-aligned individuals appointed. Her sacking also comes a day before she was set to appear before the Parliament's Higher Education Committee to explain the SETA board appointment process after failing to appear in the last two committee meetings.
And if she says that the ANC did not work with her, then she must be willing to take the blame alone for having master engineered this alone, which is highly unlikely.
Ekurhuleni Mayor Dr. Xhakaza has temporarily suspended a controversial fixed electricity charge. The 126 Rand charge will be put on hold till the city returns with a more permanent answer in 14 days. Xhakaza made the announcement to an angry crowd of residents who met his address with jeers and boos. The move follows a day of violent unrest with hundreds protesting these tariffs. Police fired rubber bullets to clear blockades, injuring a few, and residents retaliated by damaging vehicles, torching tires and hurling stones.
We're in the heart of Tembisa, where protest action has broken out. Now, yesterday, a memo went out on social media indicating the residents' disdain over electricity hikes. Now, the metro is part of the most hardest hit in the country, being the second hardest hit with an over 13.4% increase on a municipal level. Now, this comes on top of an increase from Eskom, which saw electricity prices hike up by 11%. Now, disgruntled residents say that their pleas for better service delivery have gone unanswered. However, when the tables turn and they take to the streets and protest over non-delivery of these said services, they're met with force from police. The situation does remain volatile at the moment, with more residents vowing to join in on the protest action, continuing to barricade roads and potentially damage local infrastructure. Mungi Zikoko, Eyewitness News, Tembisa on the East Rand.
The mother of slain 11-year-old Jaden Lee Meek, Tiffany Meek, wants to be released, arguing that she's being framed for her child's murder. The state is opposing bail, saying it would not be in the interest of justice for Meek to be released. Investigating officer Nkabane has taken to the stand today, providing some details of the evidence gathered. Jaden Lee's body was discovered after his mother claimed he failed to return home from school in May. Nkabane has testified that witnesses say when Jaden's body was found, there were no signs of life.
The photographer was also present for the second time, and this was when the entire case took a turn and I started to get framed for Jaden's murder. I was informed that his school bag, uniform, blood-stained underwear and bedsheets.
Flights cancelled and hundreds stuck at airports across the country as low-cost airline FlySapphire's pilots go on strike. At least 8% of flights have been cancelled. The more than 200 pilots are unhappy with the current roster system and also want the company to agree to salary adjustments. The union is demanding a 10% increase, rest time and leave benefits, which the company has not agreed to. The airline has been prioritising refunds for passengers who need to make alternative travel arrangements.
And all details on those flights are available on the travel updates page on our website. So if your flight is not listed on that travel updates page, it has not been impacted by any of the cancellations. Of course, our teams are all on standby to assist customers with any changes or rebookings.
There's been yet another delay in the Senzo Mchunu trial this time. It's linked to cushion pads on leg irons worn by the accused. One of the accused, Tembisa, was delayed after refusing to be brought to court without the cushions on his legs, saying he was in pain. The trial was meant to resume today with the state's case.
When proceedings started this morning, Tembisa Mchunu was the only accused who was not in the dock. When he was later brought in, correctional services officials told the court that he had to be carried because he refused to walk without cushioned leg irons. When addressing the court, State Advocate George Baloyi said he was informed that the decision was made by a correctional services area commissioner after an escape at the Babianspoort prison.
A decision was then taken that prisoners will no longer be allowed to put the pads around their ankles, because apparently what happened in that instance is that the prisoner removed the pad, then subsequently removed the leg irons.
The defense has challenged this decision by correctional services, saying it infringes on human rights. Senzo Mchunu, Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
2 Johannesburg Metro police officers have been arrested for allegedly extorting 8,000 rand from a motorist. The complainant says the officers stopped his vehicle, accusing him of fleeing an accident scene. He says the officers demanded money to be paid for him to avoid arrest. Once the money was paid to the 2 officers, the driver called law enforcement to report the matter.
JMPD Internal Affairs quickly tracked the vehicle to a BP garage in Parktown, where 3 officers were located. A search of the officers and their vehicle uncovered 5,340 rand from 2 male officers, and much of which could not be accounted for and was suspected to be illicitly obtained, and some of the money was found concealed within the vehicle.
Fichler says the officers are facing charges of extortion and corruption. A defense lawyer has suggested a video showing EFF leader Julius Malemma firing an automatic rifle into the air may have been manipulated using artificial intelligence. Malemma, along with his former bodyguard Adrian Snyman, face several criminal counts relating to discharging a firearm in public during the EFF's 5th anniversary celebrations at Sisa Dukashe Stadium in Ndantsane. 2018. The pair has appeared before the East London Magistrates Court today, where the defence lawyers and the state is expected to make final arguments of the case.
It is so easy for these type of videos to be manufactured and put onto social media. I'm not saying that this one was done like that, but what I'm saying is that before a court of law can rely on something like this is not the original video we are seeing. It's a video that's downloaded from social media.
Matthews says the state has not been able to verify the video by securing the person who initially took it. The Gauteng Health Department has rubbished claims that a number of ANC Youth League members have scored board posts at the province's hospitals that offer generous payouts. This follows reports in the Sunday Times yesterday alleging that some ANC Youth League leaders have landed cushy hospital board posts and includes politicians without the correct qualifications. In a strongly worded response by the department, provincial health spokesperson Motalatale Modiba denied allegations that there has been political interference in board appointments.
Such claims are not only baseless, but they are insulting to the more than 200 highly qualified professionals who have volunteered to serve their communities in these roles that are not even remunerative.
Modiba says claims that board members are paid 10,000 rand per meeting are also untrue. A Bangladeshi fighter jet has crashed into a school in the capital Dhaka, killing at least 20 people and injuring more than 170. It is the country's deadliest aviation accident in decades. Many of the victims are young students who've just been let out of class when a Chinese-made F-7 BJ-1 aircraft slammed into the Milestone School and College. And the victorious junior Springbok team is back in the country. The team made history on Saturday when they ended a 13-year wait to win the World Rugby Under-20 Championship after beating New Zealand 23-15 in the final. At OR Tambo International Airport, their fans waited at the arrivals terminal to welcome home a new generation of South African stars who've made their mark on the world stage. Led by Captain Riley Norton, they became just the second junior Springbok team to win the tournament after Vian Liebenberg's side did the same in Cape Town in 2012.
The most important thing for us was preparation and game time. You know, we had a tour to Georgia. We came back, we played against the Bulls, we played against Hamiltons, we played TRC, and then we played 2 matches against the Kenyan men's side before going to a World Cup. So we have so much time to work on our combinations and also our culture and our trust off the field, because I think as South Africans, if we can trust each other, we know what the guy's gone through, we know his background, and we know, you know, who he is as a person. I think that can really influence how you play on the field, especially when it gets to tough times and you have your back against the wall.
And congratulations to them and welcome home.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.